Yeah.
Oh, you can see the energy. We want to welcome you all to a quorum-based session. Welcome everybody back from summer to Crypto Money Movers. I'm so glad to see all my brothers this evening. We got a quorum. And can we just go around real quick and let the people know who's with us? I'm going to start in this Hollywood Squares at the Crypto Main up at the top, saying hello. How you doing, sir? And then we're going to just take it around the horn.
Crypto Main, your crypto superhero here as always to watch over these fools. Then watch over all of you.
I didn't introduce myself. I'm sorry. Crypto BRS. Welcome to Crypto Money Movers. I was laughing because that's usually what we do a lot of. And we're going to always keep it real with everything, giving you the alpha, the charts, some amazing insights. If you are new to cryptocurrency, investing, trading, and everything in between, we're your community that you need to like, subscribe, and join. But let me introduce the rest of my brothers too. I don't know, the energy was good. I came on crypto guys, sir. Can they hear from me?
Hey, y'all got tears in my eyes already. The show haven't even started yet, man. Crypto God, let's get it in, man. I'm not even gonna talk too much, man. We got a good show to you. Let's do it. Let's get a thing done.
Crypto Murph.
Good evening, good people. Thank you for tuning in. This Sunday night, CMC Live. What better place could you be at 8 o'clock? Tune in. We got a lot to give to unpack. So with that, I'll kick it over to my next, my other brethren next up.
Crypto Bam.
Hey, Crypto Bam in the building, man. And as you think about crypto, remember, get away from the solo cups. I got this aluminum one off Amazon. It keeps your drink cold and is reusable. So since we're going to burn up the environment mining Bitcoin, you may as well get some reusable cups.
That makes a lot of sense. Crypto Night.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Crypto Night coming live to you from Cabo, Mexico.
Cabo.
Crypto Night. Mexico.
Hey, I knew he was somewhere.
Hey, Vin Rocks, you listen to La Musica.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all the way in. I'm all the way down in. You know? Hey, the only known weakness to Superman is Crypto Night, and Superman is that almighty dollar. We're here to protect you, look out for you, and make sure you're good in this crypto space. So good to see you again. It's been a minute.
Let's go.
That man snuck a cell phone into a prison block. That's in Cabo.
No Cabo.
Oh my goodness. Vin Roxel.
You already know your boy. Vin Roxel, aka the Black Bruce Wayne.
Let's go.
AKA middle-aged multi.
Let's do it.
AKA, ground of these markets. AKA moving these crypto coins like cook crap. Let's go.
Hey, let's get it.
I can't take them nowhere, bro.
Well, if you all can't tell, the market must be moving because clearly the energy is high. Tonight, we want to bring a couple of topics, current events to you, but also meeting you where you are. If you're just getting started in your journey with cryptocurrency, whether that's trading, investing, or you're just trying to figure out what the heck it is that we're talking about when it comes to throwing these charts up, how to set up an account, we're going to touch all of that. But again, like I said, this community is here for you to learn, to grow, but most importantly, connect and understand all the ins and outs of entering, the cryptocurrency market, whether it's, a hobby or you want to be like some of these guys on here and, do it to pay all their bills and a couple of other people's too. Don't let the smooth faces and looks fool you on here. Cats are getting to it for real. Tonight, we're going to talk about the crypto exchange versus banking traditionally. And I think this right here might be a great way to kind of kick off some of the conversation around what is the big difference? What's the utility of it using a coin and can I use it in my everyday life? I'm going to actually start this off with Crypto God, and maybe you can kind of highlight our topic for tonight. And then we're going to take it around the horn and let everybody shoot some holes and kind of compare and contrast to your first experience. And then now how you kind of operate day to day or things that you're seeing out in the market and just in our day to day lives.
Well, the guess the main difference for me is just the absolute. I don't know what the word I can use. It's just. Give me 1 second here, because I get emotional when it comes to bank versus crypto, because the bank screws us every day. So it's a little. I don't want to get too. Yeah, I don't want to get too.
You're upset right there.
Yeah. Anyway, listen. One of the main difference is just your access to your funds, right? Cryptocurrencies. Crypto exchanges are 24/7. You can send and exchange. Purchase cryptocurrency 24 hours a day. You can send money to whoever you want 24 hours a day. You can use your money and have access to it 24 hours a day. You don't have to wait 9 to 5 and go speak to a banker and all this other good stuff. It's just a much better way to actually use your money and spend your money. You don't have to pay any fees to have your money on an exchange. You can have your money on exchange free of charge. You can buy, sell, and exchange without actually paying any fees. The only time you actually charge anything is when you're actually transacting business, when you're buying and selling cryptocurrency or exchanging it. So there's a lot of advantages from that perspective. I'm gonna just have the rest of the guys just kind of point out some key differences. We're gonna put it on the screen as far as the
who
big
wants to
differences.
double tap in and jump in here? I know there's some energy that wants to jump on the screen.
Let crypto bank go. I defer.
Go ahead.
Look, man, and I love my banker. If you watching, man, I'll blow a kiss to you because I still have money in the bank. But guys, I just want to tell you all, the bank is not sitting there with all of your money in cash, right? And that's the misnomer of today's day and age. Like, people think all my money, when you go and you look at your account balance and you see $1,000, or if you see $500,000, that money is not in that bank. It's actually all digital anyway, right? So the mainstream, the big markets, the banks, everybody wants you to believe like, oh, keep your money with us. Dude, it's really kind of already like a digital exchange. So I think that is a really big point to point out. If you go try to close your account right now and you have more than, let's say, $10,000 in there, they're not going to just give you cash, man. You might get a cashier's check or something like that. So, dude, it is what it is, man. Times are changing, baby.
Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down for all of our, guests that might be listening, and just explain first, what is fiat? We're not talking about a car right here. Some people think, what's a fiat? A traditional fiat? Does somebody want to explain what the heck fiat is versus digital assets first, and then we can start looking at some of these different features and why they compare and contrast in some ways? Not everyone.
So I'll take a stab at it. So fiat, guys, as we know it, fiat essentially is just the physical form of money that we use every day to transact business. It's the dollars that you have in your pocket. That's our fiat currency. And we know, not just in our country, but historically, they're going to print these currencies, these fiat currencies down, and that's the way they control supply and demand economics, macro and microeconomics. So I will go back to one of the things that's on the slideshow that said control. The biggest advantage, guys, when we talk about banks versus crypto exchanges is control. Now, if you think about this and just take baby steps, if it's your money, you spent your effort and your hard energy to earn it, you want to control your money. It's probably the most sensitive topic for every human being, whether you have a lot of money or a little bit of money. People will say, what? I don't play about my money, right? How many times have we hear that?
Yeah.
So why would we if we quote unquote don't play about our money, why do we give it to people who do what? Play with our money.
Play with it.
Play with our money.
It's the most backward shit. But it just goes to show how conditioning the mind and behavior to be a certain way can just take so long to break and just unchain and unshackle that mentality and that thought process. And that's what crypto exchanges and cryptocurrency as a whole is designed to do. It's really to unshackle this, in my opinion, just outdated, antiquated way of
very outdated.
Yes.
And I'll tap in here for a second and there's this really simple benefit associated with using crypto. For example, there's USDC. So when you get a platform like Coinbase Wallet or any of the Kraken or something else, and you put your money in that, you can put your money in USDC, which is basically a holding account. And when your money is in that account, it doesn't matter if you don't buy any crypto at all. Your money gains money. In a traditional bank, you're paying your bank. In this account, whether or not you purchase an asset or not, you purchase a project or not, your money is there making money. So it's more than it was the day before. And it gives you an update. Mine sends me an email and it says, you made XYZ today. My bank has never in the history of banks done that. And I'm not saying that, using a traditional bank, I still use traditional banks, but my bank has never, even in a savings account, I'm having to keep that money there for a certain amount of time and I can't take anything out. Right. Here, I can use it anytime I want it. I can move it wherever I want. I can move it back to my own bank account, or I can buy cryptocurrency with it. But at the end of the day, it's making me money, not losing money. And that's USDC, and that's on any platform where they're using Kraken or Coinbase Wallet or any other platform you decide to use to buy your cryptocurrency.
This might be an interesting poll real quick, and then I'm going to move to you, Vin. And can we bring it back out to more Hollywood squares without the image in the middle? Because this might be an interesting poll. Have any of the squad transacted a 3-digit crypto transaction before? Pretty seamless. Has everybody done that?
To my account, not to another, but back and forth to my account. Yeah.
A 4-digit transaction.
Of course.
Everybody can. How about a 5-digit transaction?
Of course.
Hold up. Matter of fact, before you keep going, Bam, just leave your hand up.
Yeah, just leave it.
A 7-digit transaction.
Anybody put everything they have. Man, I'm only kidding, y'all. It's funny.
I got one leading to what you're talking about.
Go ahead.
So that buy, sell, exchange, let me tell you something. I read an article this week about an organization that's getting off the ground. And as a crypto skeptic, this caught my attention. What they're trying to do, it's a business entity that's going to allow you to buy and sell real estate with crypto.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the Fed's listening, but in terms of tax implications, but dudes like us on here who have enough money to buy houses cash, moving that within crypto is very interesting in terms of how the tax implications hit your account differently. So in terms of buying and selling, when you've got organizations that are formulating currently to allow you to buy properties, anything from $250,000 up to multi-million-dollar properties with crypto, that makes a very interesting play for somebody like myself who is a crypto skeptic.
I will touch on that.
It's all shifting. It's all shifting. Look what just came out. Now, if you're buying a house, instead of just looking at your bank account to qualify, you can show them your crypto account.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Insane.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And if I may,
go ahead.
my bad, Crypto BRs. I was gonna say one of the most attractive things that people miss when it comes to crypto, why crypto is the future, why y'all need to like, subscribe, and tune in weekly to Crypto Money Movers, is the speed of the transactions. So just really quick, let's go back in time when it was paper checks, right? You'd write a check, they'd have to go to the bank, deposit it. The bank had to wait X time, check with another bank. They would say, yeah, they have the money. They'd send the money, right? Then it sped up. You ended up with your debit cards. You ended up with your tap to pay, but it still takes a couple of days for those transactions to process. Mason, what's up, man?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason, go to the platform.
Say hey, man.
To the fellas.
Say hey, Mason. We're live, man.
Mason, flex.
All right. So, Mason, hey, this is TV debut.
I was just trying to get some Gatorade.
Oh, some Gatorade. All right, grab some Gatorade. My man is tired because he be helping with my crypto, man. So,
Right. Yeah.
Teach him early.
He's so tired. Both of y'all took y'all sleeves off tonight, huh?
Facts. The speed of the transactions, right? So tap to pay, it still takes a couple of days. You send a wire, it takes a couple of days. With crypto, if you need to send it, the money is in their account immediately. Couple seconds, bro. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, BRS.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what he's saying, just because when we're talking about, your money, your choice, right? I don't know if you ever been in a situation like this where you traveled overseas or whatever, and you try to use your bank account, your debit card or whatever, and because you didn't call them to tell them you were going to go somewhere, they put a freaking hold on your account. Like, you're a grown ass man. I gotta call you when I'm traveling. That doesn't make any sense to me. So one of the things that is you don't have to worry about with cryptocurrency is total control of your assets, total control of your money. You can use the same money that you can use here in the United States and purchase the same exact conversion in South Asia. It's not going to cost you any different. You're not going to pay any exchange rates. It's going to cost you the same. You can use XRP, you can use whatever. It's going to cost you the exact same thing. It's a global standardization that is going to actually be the standard. And right now, all the banks are kind of jumping on board and trying to figure out how to, regulate it and all that good stuff. But one of the best things about it is no government controls it, right? It's a decentralized arena where people get to control how they use their money. And that's one of the big differences.
Yep. I think one of the things too, I know Vin, he had touched on earlier about various platforms and firms being able to do transactions. And, I'm in the commercial real estate space, but I think we're about to see, which is already occurring, but, more active real world or RWA backed asset tokenization. And what this also brings, when you just look at a transaction right now where, you have a larger pool of potential investors, when you do bring more optionality to how they can invest, the speed that you can invest and be able to take advantage of, when you really think about it, micro financing deals. Typically there's a barrier to entry of who can invest because you have these accredited investor minimums. But when you can actually get into smaller unit sizes or what a purchase entry point may be, you can open up individuals participating in a larger investment pool. Just like individuals look at the price of one total Bitcoin, but when you think about it, you can still purchase a fractional portion, a bit of a Bitcoin, right? And I think that is
you can put a bit of a Bitcoin.
Really thinking is it really has changed and democratized who can participate, what are the barriers to entry, and how is the transparency for the speed of the transaction to take place. I don't have to sit around waiting on a SWIFT confirmation or ACH transfer to get a hold of my money on.
Right.
And that is very different, whether it's 2 a.m. here, 2 in Geneva, Switzerland, or 3 over in Singapore. Where's the money on that?
Yeah,
it's easy. You're not waiting on somebody to wake up and give you an actual confirmation. And I think that in and of itself is changing the world, whether you're involved in it or not. We want to give you some optionality on how you transact your professional. Listen to me, professional and personal transactions.
and just to piggyback on that, people don't believe the banks when they tell you that they're putting your money on hold for your protection. It's not for your protection. Your fucking money is insured. It's for their protection. All right. You got to stop buying what they're selling, and they're charging us fees for things that should be free. Keep in mind, guys, when we are putting our money in the bank, we're giving them access to our money, and they're using that money to make profit of it by, giving out loans, et cetera, et cetera. And what do we get in return for that? They charge us fees for actually giving them money that they can make money off. That makes no sense, but it's the way the world works, and that's why it's changing. That's why a lot of people are behind cryptocurrency, because it makes no sense. We've just been, kind of bred to believe it, and that's just the way it's been forever. But it's changing. I think a lot of people are going to try to get on cryptocurrency sooner than later.
I have an embarrassing confession to tell you guys. It's embarrassing, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys because I love you, and I'm gonna even put it on live. I had to get cash for my lawn guys that came over last Wednesday, and I didn't have cash, so I went out. So I'm getting cash. My bank is a little bit further than the closest ATM, so I go to the closest ATM. I'm like, all right, I'll just get enough cash to pay him because I use everything digital. I get there and I'm about to check out, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna charge you $3.50. Not a lot. I got so freaking mad. First of all, it's senseless. I said,
Yes.
the unmitigated gall.
The gall, right.
The fact that you would take, I have X amount of dollars, and you guys are going to charge me to take my own money? I said, here's the embarrassing part. I left there, and I'm in Atlanta, so the traffic's horrible. I attempt to drive to my bank where I don't have to pay the fee.
Right.
And I end up spending 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back. I said, dog, but it was just the mere principle. Right. I said, this shit is out of control. I said, but I'm going to stick to the principle. I said, no, I'm not.
You saw your 30 minutes of your life for $3.50 that day.
Exactly. I said, I'll do it again.
Principalities. It's about the principle.
When you add them all up,
the crypto effect.
For that brick and mortar, and we got.
I took my card out, and I said, give me my damn card.
We like the buildings and walk in, but it is changing, and it's all about, all right, what are these actually paying for? They're paying for the marketing, they're paying for the buildings.
Exactly.
And, you can still operate out here very click and mortar instead of brick and mortar. So, yep. Well, do we want to flash this up? Any more rebuttal, any more input on the pros, cons, and views on fiat versus crypto?
I do have a question to pose to the group. Unscripted question here. So let's say, guys, the banks say, you know what, man, crypto's really got an advantage. It's 24-hour banking. Mm-hmm. It's little to no fees, yada, yada, yada. And what if the banks go and say, dude, let's move our banking onto the blockchain or a blockchain and allow you then to bank 24/7 with them, right? So if I want to send Crypto Murph $1,000 Sunday night at 11 p.m., I can do it on Coinbase.
Right.
I can't do it with the bank, right? During banking hours, you got to ACH. So do you think the banks are going to take it laying down, or are they going to fight back? Where are they going with it?
I believe what you're saying. This is me as a project. No, I think you're going to see that in 1 year or less. Personally,
I
have to catch up.
So fast.
I second that
100%. Do you know what?
They won't have a business.
Yeah, right. Look, do you know when cars first came out, the old crank them up, fucking.
I don't remember. I wasn't alive back then. Even though I look like Jesus, I may look like Jesus, but
let Crypto Man give you a history tour. Everybody critiques the new invention. Everybody, the car is worthless. I forgot his name, very prominent.
Henry Ford.
It was in America. Said the car will be out of style in 2 years. Yeah, that didn't work out that way. People didn't think the plane would work. People were like, "Why the hell would I get on that to travel?" Crypto and digital is going to take over. So we might as well learn it now. Just like the first thing I said when I heard of ChatGPT was, I ain't using that bullshit. now I'm always asking it all kind of shit. So, I swore I would never use it. Now I'm always using it. Yep. AI, same thing with work. All of us. I said I'll never use AI at work. Now we use AI all the dang time.
Every day.
It's gonna be over. The banks are gonna get involved, and
they have to.
You got to adapt.
They have to. They'll definitely lose business if they don't. I mean, there's no. We actually are the asset, right? If we don't put our money in the banks, there are no banks, right?
And listen,
and if you give me an option between cryptocurrency exchange and the bank, unless I'm trying to take out, it's no way I'm going to the bank. Like it's not even close, right? And maybe I know a little bit more about cryptocurrency and exchanges, and that's why we're trying to get you guys to learn, because I think if you learn what an exchange is and how you can use it, you wouldn't be going to the bank either. It just makes no sense.
And there's a lot of banks that are already on that move, already involved in the transition. So if the banks are involved in the transition, you can if a few banks are involved in the transition, you can expect most of the banks are going to go that way sooner or later.
Well, that's on finance.
Yeah, I'm going to take it down home with y'all for a second, and I think that we will, if we think about all the things that we've seen evolve in our lifetime, right? If you wanted to get a soda that wasn't that was brown, you would just call it a Coke. If you wanted to make a copy, even though it's on a machine, you call it a Xerox.
Right.
You'll make me a Xerox copy, whether you're doing it on a Xerox copy or not.
Right.
I think that what we are witnessing right now, and in a year or so, banking as a noun versus banking as a verb is going to change. Right. Yeah. We think when we say, "Oh, who do you bank with?" individuals think of a brand and they think of a place versus how do you get transactions done? You know, personally and commercially in your business. And I think that that's what we're really seeing, because literally it's like every week, every month, there are private banking platforms that allow secure private credit, equity, leveraging, even of cryptocurrencies to be able to do, you know, buy, sell, and trade across multiple asset classes. And so I think that it's going to be fun to watch, but also understanding it now, not ended up being, you know, Redbox or Blockbuster out here, brands that we knew.
Yeah.
That we made a part of, you know, our Friday nights, going and getting pizza and standing in line and wondering if somebody gonna put that one they didn't rewind back in there to say, I'm ready to watch this movie. But guess what? When's the last time you even have a VCR in your house?
Dan doesn't know Dan doesn't even know what a VCR is.
Hey, I'm not that young now. I'm not that young.
I just say that in our lifetime, we have seen this happen.
No, those are facts. I always use the example with just talking, because I'm from overseas. So, you know, when we first,
that's one way to say it.
I open the door. I walked into that one. I walked into. Okay. All right.
Anybody says I'm from overseas, be careful. You gotta be careful.
It's like I was saying it and I was telling myself not to say it at the same time. Like, don't do it. All right, listen. I walked right into that. But I always like to use the example, like when we used to first call overseas, right? We had to get calling cards. Go actually pay for a calling card, and they'll give you might pay for 40 minutes, and that 40 minutes is probably more like 30 minutes, right? Because they're going to charge you for connection and all this other good stuff, right? And then once that is done, you have to go buy another calling card. But now think about what we can actually do with communication. You can actually call someone in South Asia, you know, Mexico, whatever, and it's a free call. And it's not just a call, it's a video call. You can actually look at it, you can talk to them. It's free. That's what the internet does, right? It makes everything, it just makes everything available and accessible to people who, you know, were once being charged for those exact same things. So cryptocurrency is going to be just that. It's going to be the next internet, because imagine when you can use your money anywhere you go and there's no restrictions on your money. That's almost most problem with the banks, right? Because it's like, it's my money, is in the bank. Why are you telling me what I can and cannot do with it? Or when I can and cannot do with it? Like, if I want to send Murph some money, you know, tonight, you should be able to get it tonight. It's my money. I can send it to him. It's just, it makes, you got to wait to the bank to open in the morning. It doesn't make any sense. And now we're breaking, you know, away from these chains. And now, of course, the banks are going to have to kind of play by our rules, right? And I think it's going to be the next internet. I think cryptocurrency is going to be the next internet.
I mean, there's one piece we're missing here, y'all.
Crypto Murph still got a flip phone, so
the one piece we're missing is that it's not just about the speed of the transaction. It's about the fact that nobody's on the inside of your transaction. So I'm going to give two real world scenarios. Not that any of our audience would be doing anything nefarious.
These guys. Hey, remember Crypto Night got a wine glass and Rikers.
If you were doing some nefarious things and you needed to move money and provide money to an individual for a nefarious product,
that's the word of the day. Nefarious.
Who you're giving that money to or not to through crypto. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I'm gonna give a teaser to our audience. We've all known each other for 20 years. We've got a lot of stories. One of the stories I'm gonna share is an individual who's part of this group who had a woman he was with for a period of time, and he had some other women that he was cash apping the money to for different things that were going on, travel, what have you. What happened is that the one woman got to his phone, saw where the cash app was going, and knew exactly what was going on. If you were doing this in crypto, No, where your money's going. It's going into a wallet.
Hey, I feel sorry for whichever one of y'all that was. Whichever one of y'all that was.
I don't know who that was.
What I'm saying is,
Time out.
you're gonna move the money, and you're dealing in multiple situations, and you don't want anyone to get inside of your money. Move it through crypto.
There you go.
I know that makes things exciting for TV. Damn, Vin Roxel, but that was no one on this podcast. That happened to be someone else that we may know, but no one on this podcast. I'm just hey, no one.
There's no way that could have been anyone on this.
No one on this podcast would do anything nefarious. No nefarious going on. None.
It is
people, now do y'all see why Crypto Superhero has to be on here for this ignorance? If I'm not on here.
Please save us.
Ignorance happens. You see that? That is why I'm here in my mask.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh,
God.
He's got the mask on.
Do you see why? I have to stop you.
You know what? At times like this is when we want to go back to our roots and focus on analysis. Hearsay and tap dancing around the edge. We got to get back to fundamentals. And this is when we want to switch to just that. We're going to turn it over to what we call right now our charting and looking at what, Crypto Murph?
Technical analysis.
Technical analysis. I hate all y'all. I just want to throw that out there.
If you guys are here, you can see this is like a gift that never stops giving. I mean, there's a couple things you're gonna get when you come here on Sundays at 8 o'clock. You're gonna get a lot of laughter. You're gonna get a lot of education, and you're gonna have a good time. It's a great way to kind of start pacing and setting off your week. But as I always tell you, your boy Crypto Murph, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
I think the last time we were together, I went over a few calls. So let's just recap first before we jump into what I got going on tonight. I gave you the Altcoin call. I think that hit. I gave you the Say call. I think that hit. I gave you Aerodrome call, and I'm pretty sure that hit. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure all three of those hit. So what I want to do is it's not necessary to tell you how good I am. I'm not. It's the actual TA, and that's why we follow it. We base all the decisions here at Crypto Money Movers based off technical analysis and probability plays, indicators, and things that pretty much tell us what's the likeliness, as you know, as the market moves right away. So it finds us nowhere other than what we expected, which is Coin Market Cap, our landing page. And I like to, especially before the week starts, I like to come here and just kind of look around, right? Just kind of see what's going on, click on what is the market sentiment. And what we always will see is just overall in our deep dive section, just kind of what momentum's look like for altcoins, how Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin itself has been playing. And then just an overall wrap up in terms of the conclusion of, okay, what are we looking like for our week coming up? And I've been eyeing a particular project, and we're going to go over it when we pull up TradingView. But make sure that every week, before you start your week and look at different options and setups, you're looking at just kind of the overall performance of the market. A couple of things stand out to me as well. Is I like the fact that our fear and greed index on Bitcoin is somewhat neutral. And we can see that Bitcoin in alt season is sliding closer to the section that we all are inevitably waiting for, which is alt season. So with that being said,
come on.
Just kind of looking at it like, when? Soon and very soon, folks. Soon and very soon, like they say in the old spiritual. But I would tell you, right. We mentioned earlier, and I think Crypto Vin brought it up about real world assets, and that's obviously one of our big narratives. And it's not ironic that the project that we're going to be looking at today is going to be one that really helps, just layer one, that helps really kind of bring the real world asset class to play in a decentralized place. Now, it's a large cap coin or larger, and I'm going to go down to it, explain to you what it is. It's none other than AVAX. Avalanche.
Ooh, I love some AVAX now.
I know Crypto Band would like this. So if you want to know, just kind what AVAX is, it pretty much is like the little brother to Ethereum. And we know that Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency in the world, massive market cap. AVAX is sitting here at 10.54 billion. It's been around forever. You don't have to vet this coin. This coin is solid, good to go. It's been scrutinized by all the different audit platforms. Pretty much you need to do is be looking for a good setup, and that's what we have for you tonight. So if you want to know more about it, you can click on what it is. And this is what I like about our landing page, guys, CoinMarketCap. It's changed their format. So if you want to know what AVAX is, you can be literally from a beginner. If you can read, you can understand degrees of this. It simplifies it.
Goodness.
The technology of it, the ecosystem fundamentals, like we mentioned, real world assets and tokenizing things like NFTs, real estate, the things that we do and utilize every day in our lives are right here, and they're going to be a part of the ecosystem for the Avalanche and AVAX coin. The tokenomics, if you want to get real, analytical about it and talk about distribution, all this stuff is here, whether you're experienced or you're a novice. So really excited about how CoinMarketCap has transformed their outlook on things. But you guys didn't come here for all that. Let's jump into the charts, man. Let's get it. All right. I have it already picked up. And we're right here.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the stuff you came here for. This is what we came for. So I'm going to highlight it so you can see it real good. So this is the one-day chart on AVAX. And if you notice, I've already kind of drawn everything out. And this is a part of your plan when you're trading and or investing in a project, is you want to see kind of where we are, where you think it's going to go. And if you find a setup that fits your liking, what kind of to expect. And that's what we're doing here with AVAX. So this is a one-day chart, and we can see I've already drawn and sketched out my parameters. We're in a bullish pennant. We're above my yellow line, and I use the yellow line as my 200-day moving average as like a precautionary thing. I don't ever want to get too close to this when I'm buying something. I want to be either above it or moving above it with some momentum. So what I see here on my one-day chart is something that makes me go, and it has a measured move. But I'll tell you this, the more you look at these charts, the more your subconscious will start to bring you to the patterns and the things that we like to trade, which is called a inverted head and shoulder. Let me show you guys. Check this out. Inverted head and shoulders is a pattern that we trade, considered bullish to make money. This is a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look where it takes us, to our breakout point. And none of this is 100% perfect. So don't, sue me if we don't break out on, August the 19th or whatever the day is here. This is just giving you some kind of an idea of how AVAX should perform in this particular channel in this wing. And I'm excited about it, guys. I think AVAX is going to be a very, very big mover. When I look through other time frames, like my 8-hour time frame here, still looks good. We're within this channel. Looking to break out here. When I look at my 4-hour time frame, we still look good. We're still within this channel above the red line, the yellow line here. So all these things are what's called confirmation for me to take a trade like this. So when I'm looking at different things, and we tell you here on Crypto Money Movers, these are high probability. We're not just pulling this stuff, out of thin air. It's based off all these things coming together. So drum rolls, my targeted projection for AVAX, and this may take, I would say, anywhere between next Sunday and the Sunday after next. That's just my projection. I look at AVAX hitting the target at 38.70 in that range, coming out of this bull flag.
Yes. My bad. I got excited just now. I couldn't.
So if you're looking at a project and you're amongst the people asking, what are you guys about? Because I get it all the time. They don't want to hear about the moving average. People want you to just give it to them. Here it is, guys. Here's the simple form of it. AVAX right now is trading at 24.97. If the pattern plays out exactly, and if you want to know, I'll even take it a step further. If you want to know what those gains look like, since you asked, let's see. We'll simplify it right here. And we'll
do tell.
Matter of fact, let me do this. If you jumped in right now and we hit my target, you're looking at about 53.67% return at the target.
You know, you got
And so let me explain something to you guys. With that TA,
50%.
no, with that TA, we're literally talking about a 50% gain. You're saying in approximately 2 weeks in the equities market. That would take you 10 years. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but seriously, we're talking about a potential.
Correct.
Now, 50% increase.
Correct. This is a large cap coin, and I want to make sure that you guys understand when you're buying a large cap coin in crypto, it's like essentially the same as buying Walmart in a lot of the equities market. Like, well, if Walmart tanks, we got bigger issues than worry about your investments. So this is one of those type of blue chip stable coins that you can put money in and feel comfortable. You don't need to vet this. Let me be very clear. It's on every. The reason why I didn't go to the markets and all the different centralized exchanges that you could buy it on is because it's on all of them, every last one of them. So you don't have to worry about any of that. The recon, the vetting has already been done. The only thing I would tell you and always encourage folks is do your own research. Obviously, non-financial advice. You see the charts here. You see the range. I spelled it out for you guys. Just monitor it. Spend a little time, babysit the trade and see, then expect there to be some movement within this range and monitor the trade and be patient. So with that being said, it's your boy Crypto Murph. Like I always tell you, you show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. I'm going to kick it back over to the studio, guys.
Boom.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm buying.
I love that.
That's wonderful.
I've been buying since November.
I'm buying.
Here's an interesting way to kind of approach, and then I see you, Crypto Man. I want to push over to you, but for those who haven't set up a wallet, who haven't actually begun or walked into buying their first coin, token, however it is you want to say it, who would like to take a few steps so that they can like, subscribe, and follow us? And we do see who did their homework over the next 2 weeks. Yeah. We are not here to provide any financial advice. You need to consult your own professionals. But this is a perfect time, given today's date, which is the 17th, to say over these next 2 weeks with this particular project. How do you start? How do you get in? And how do you begin your journey with us? What are some of those fundamental steps, Murph, that you would recommend that individuals take to say, let me get set up for success? And if they want to, make a play on Ajax.
Yeah. So the first thing you need to do, guys, obviously, is decide which centralized exchange you like and you feel most comfortable with. There's videos that we have on Crypto Money Movers. They literally spell out the steps, step by step. Make sure you go like, subscribe, view all those videos, look over them once, twice, 3 times, just to make sure you feel comfortable. So pick your exchange that you like. And then once you do that, obviously you want to make sure you fund your account and make sure you're familiar with the actual interface of the exchange. So if you're picking Coinbase, play around in Coinbase, make sure you understand, how to find coins, search, any fees associated with your account. And all these things are just homework. I mean, getting the calls are the easy part, right? Doing the small detail things are what you will find that most people in crypto, they won't do, or they'll slip up on because they're not really dialed in. So just make sure that, those small and intricate details that you do your part. If someone comes and says, look, here's a setup, no one knows what price action is going to play out. Like, no one has to crystal ball. But we can tell you, okay, that play I just showed has a 70% chance. I like 70% odds on investment. I happen to like that. You may not. I like that kind of stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to make sure the small, intricate things that I need to do on my hard path to be done. So yeah, walk through the process, make sure you stay open-minded, and make sure you take your time. People, crypto will play with your emotions because you'll feel like, oh, if I don't hurry and get in, then it's going to go down, it's going to go up. And then you end up making an emotional decision. And I can tell you right now, I promise you, don't experience some of the volatility that I experienced. There's no place in crypto for your emotions. Zero.
And I do want to add, and for particularly the new viewers or the people who are brand new to crypto, like you don't even have a Coinbase account yet or anything like that. Go ahead and get involved, as Crypto Murph says. Now's the time to get involved. But I do want to urge some caution here. Okay, so even when you look at something like AVAX, all right, I've been in AVAX. I think the current position I opened back in November of 2024. Okay, in April of 2025, AVAX was $14.65. It's almost already done a 1x since April, and this is a large market cap coin. So I say that to say this, right? As time grows, and if you want people you can trust who are going to shoot straight with you, y'all need to tap in with us. Be careful, guys, because you're going to see more and more and more and more on social media, on YouTube, and you're going to want to go ape in, i.e. buy a whole bunch. And I promise you, this group, bro, we got to be able to sell our coins to somebody. I'm looking for people to sell my coins to. So I'm telling you, if you're too late to the party, go ahead and get started, but be careful. Learn the charts, because otherwise you're going to be buying at the peak, bro, and I'm going to be selling all my coins, and other people are going to be selling all their coins to you, and you're going to have to wait until the next Bitcoin halving cycle 4 years from now. That's how this shit works, bro. So be careful. Be careful. That's just what I want to say. Be careful.
It's
also be mindful.
Still high.
Yeah, but I'll also be mindful. We're constantly going to make videos. We're going to make content for you to make this thing easy. We're going to break down certain aspects that you may have questions about. We're going to break down everything for you. We're going to constantly post content. So come just check us out. We're going to have something for you. So if you can't make our live, we're going to have content for you to break things down and make everything easy. ABC 1, 2, 3. That's what we're here for.
And we're going to show you how not to use that crypto feature on your Cash App.
A real quick thing for a lot of our viewers
your key and escapades
who are newbies. Don't get freaked out. Don't get freaked out by what you just saw from Crypto Murph. I didn't know half of the shit he was talking about. So just don't get freaked out when you see the charts and you think you got to know it. Just get involved with baby steps. Like we always say. Start with $20.
Yeah.
Start with $30.
Yes.
I'm still learning. I'm not in like crazy heavy or doing it. I'm learning. All of you just start learning it. Start with $25 or $50 or $100 so you can learn. You can buy that same thing Max just beautifully broke down, $10.
Yeah, $5.
$5. See what your $5 does.
Yep.
Baby step in and then start learning the terms. That little head and shoulders thing he drew. That looked like that dude.
That looked like a penis.
He did not go to him.
We're gonna
Lord.
Like that. You gotta chimp in. You gotta chimp before you can eat.
That was my first time learning that. You gotta learn all the terms and all the charts, but baby step in.
Baby step, and that's important because a lot of times when you see on social media, you're gonna see these guys. You know, they're gonna look like they'll look really smart, man. They're gonna be on yachts. They're gonna be on private jets. They're gonna be talking about invest with my group. I'm making this amount of money every day. I'm showing you my.
It's called shilling.
And all this other
the word is called shilling.
I'm offended, crypto.
Do not fall for it. Right? If you have questions about cryptocurrency, hit us up, man. We're all. I mean, you saw the titles, man. We're executives and lawyers and blah blah blah. And we're doing this stuff to make sure you have a safe place and have the information to go, because this is going. I'm from a community where, we weren't taught investing growing up, right? And we missed a bunch of boats, man. I missed a bunch of boats, and I don't want you to miss the same boats. That's why I have these guys around me to make sure I don't make the same mistakes. So come onto the platform, ask questions, DM us, email us. We answer our questions and stuff. But do not fall for the flash, and definitely do not go into the DeFi space, because you're gonna have all this stuff on social media. By the time it gets to the centralized exchanges, it's all dried up. Do not do it. Do not do it. And if you have questions, that's why we're here. So just baby steps, like Crypto Main just said, man. Get in there, learn with $5, $10, and just practice. That stuff is going to be easy. As long as you practice, it's going to come. It's going to be second nature to you. But if you don't put the work in, and you want to be lazy and have somebody else do the work for you, they're going to take your money, and that's just the way it works.
And I very important, real quick. So the 0 day plus 4, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't see that episode of Crypto Money Movers, go back to 0 day plus 4. Watch it. It talks about the difference, one of the segments, between trading and investing. Okay. There's a massive difference. That's 0 day plus 4. Go find the episode. Trading and investing. And you're going to see this as a part, I think, of craziest things. but we're about to enter a period in the crypto space where there ain't no investing, bro. This is straight up trading. You looking for which projects are doing token burns. Right. And Crypto Murph will tell you, he's been around way more than us, but you are about to enter the period where a trading mentality, i.e., let me buy and hold, gonna get you wrecked.
No, you gonna pay me. You gonna pay me.
You gonna get wrecked out here.
I'm gonna be the one that's dumping the bags on you. Thank you.
So go watch 0 Day plus 4, please, ladies.
0 Day plus 4.
Check it out.
Well, I know we're getting close to the top of the hour. I wanted to ask, usually we do our segment on craziest thing we saw this week, but since we've got a lot of activity, since all of us are really getting back and we got our quorum tonight, if we wanted to go around the horn and see from a current events, regulatory wise, in the industry, private sector, some of the things and activities in the news maybe that piqued some of you all's interest, if anybody wanted to double tap in on what they might have seen over the last couple of weeks.
Well, I can throw out that one thing in particular, which, the markets are funny. The markets are funny, y'all. There will be news that to some people is brand new, but to people who actually keep up with things is old news.
Yeah.
And there was news out of the United States government. We're not going to be buying Bitcoin. And like the market tanked and Bitcoin dropped and all that. And then they're like, yo, we're gonna not sell the Bitcoin that we seize from people. Y'all know the United States government is great at taking stuff from people. Has been since the beginning of time. Okay. And the United States taking and seizing digital assets, it is absolutely bullish for the market to know that the United States is going to take bad guys or people doing illegal activities. It's going to take their Bitcoin, take their Ethereum, and literally not sell it, just hold it. That is not bad for them. That is amazing. That means there's less in circulation. That means they're going to hold it. And then what's going to happen is one day Congress, y'all, is going to pass a law then that allows them to sell it at like a 5X. I called it. Yeah. I called it today.
BRS.
I like where you go with that.
BRS, I got something I saw this week that was extremely interesting for me, someone who was a traditional stock guy. There was a IPO this week for a company called Bullish. Mm-hmm. Bullish is the company that owns CoinDesk, if I'm not mistaken. Bam, correct me if I'm hearing this is more your space. I think that is CoinDesk who they own. So you're talking about an IPO based on crypto. We talked about Circle the other week. It hits the New York Stock Exchange. Of course, I'm watching it. I'm a stock guy. It's supposed to open at $27 a share. Midway through the day, they say $37 a share.
About to say,
listen, by the time this thing opened, it was already above 60, 70. I know that at the end of the day, we closed around $70 a share. So what I'm saying is that the hype around this, when you've got a IPO of a company that's based on CoinDesk, which is crypto, that hits the New York Stock Exchange and is 2x from where it should have opened up. That tells me there is interest and legitimacy.
Yes.
You better get on this train.
Gemini's coming. The Winklevoss twins, Gemini, the trading platform, they're going public too, even though they operated at I think it was a 236 million, give or take, loss last quarter. Whoa. Gemini is going public, and I guarantee you it's going to do the same thing that Bullish did.
Bam, correct me if I'm wrong.
Do numbers, bro.
Is the CEO of Bullish the former head of the New York Stock Exchange?
He is the former chair of the New York Stock Exchange.
This is, I don't know how you get more legitimate.
Now, it's collusion. But that's the thing about the digital asset space, guys. It's collusion. Like Paul Atkins, who's now the head of the fucking SEC, used to work for Reserve Rights, which is one of the crypto. I'm like, so you think that? Like, you think let me just walk you through this for the viewers. These are some of my best friends in the world, in life, that I've known for decades. If I say, guys, I have to leave, I can't be on here on Sunday, I'm going to take a crypto position on Sunday. You think they ain't gonna eat? When I call you, If you think twice, you know what that means. It's the same play. They just do
Well,
it.
you ain't got to call. You just post on Truth. You post on Truth Social. Great day to buy the dip.
If you really that through it,
we don't want any insider trading. Just post it up, make it.
Wink, wink.
Signal.
It's that blatant. It's hilarious.
Well, one of the craziest things I've seen recently. One of the craziest things I've seen recently is just the ebbs and flows of cryptocurrency right now. And we went up, and then we've been down and up and down and up. And that just lets me know it's still a good place to buy. And one of the coins that we love, XRP, is consistently above $3. Literally a month ago, it went under $2. And so now it's at a $3 space, and a lot of coins have reached kind of a new normal, if you will. And still ebbs and flows, but it's still a good place to buy. It's still a lot of great coins out there we can invest in, even though we did hit an upswing for a minute, and now it's going back down. But just look at it as a new space to buy. I just think the craziest thing is just the ebbs and flows of the market, and I appreciate it. We're still in a space where we can buy. Because we don't want to buy high. We want to buy low.
Yeah, I've been looking at Young Edge Definitive. It's back performing. And it's really been booming. And so that's definitely one I've had my eye on. And it's interesting how we're starting to see a lot of double-digit activity over 1 week. and it's been bonkers for some of these projects over the last month when we look at month performance. So I don't know if there's any big ticket ones, your top 2 or top 3, anybody else has been monitoring or watching, want to throw out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think AVAX is a good, safe place, especially right now with Bitcoin somewhat still being in price discovery. Because Bitcoin, as we know, is the biggest dominant player. If Bitcoin decides to roll over or pull back, it's going to at least temporarily affect the altcoins. But we are getting a lot of stability with the altcoins. And Ethereum is holding up. And everything looks like it's moving in the direction in our favor. So we like that. We just don't want to, jump the gun prematurely. But I like AVAX right now as a current play. And then I'm looking at a couple lower cap plays that could potentially be some of the biggest hitters. And I'll bring those to you guys and I'll give you all the warnings and the super high res, the disclaimers. But they're the ones that people, a year from now walk back and say, this was the SHIB of that cycle, or this was the Doge of that cycle. I have 3 or 4 that I'm vetting, and we'll be able to walk you guys through how to obtain those coins, even if they're not on a centralized exchange, which is, another story for another day. But pack your bags, guys. It's game time. It's game time.
Been waiting on that. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, any other closing thoughts, sentiments, or rebuttals to any of the issues or updates and discussion items we've had this evening? Squad.
I would just say that we've seen Bitcoin pump significantly, consistent all-time highs. Altcoin season is upon us, y'all. We're either at the very, very beginning of the altcoin season. We're either a couple of weeks in it. And I will say that you've seen ETH almost touch an all-time high. You're going to see ETH go and view ETH as the alpha, right? There are some beta ETH projects, right? And you've got Arbitrum, you've got LDO, right? Those two have kind of moved significantly already. So if you are looking at a potential coin, not financial advice, but if you are looking at potential coins that follow closely with ETH and may still have some significant room to run, you need to look at ENA and you need to look at OP. And in fact, if you go check Coinbase's recent publication, they actually talk about this. And some of the projects they mention are the ones I just talked about: Arbitrum, ENA, LDO, and OP. And of those 4, Athena and Optimism are the 2 that haven't actually done numbers yet. So you may do well. Go check them out.
Wonderful. This is what it's all about. And I think, signal is what we, are about here, not giving advice again, but a community who, prays together with an E. And that's what we were about, trying to get to. How we gonna
I like it.
So, I love this time. Sunday Night Live is always fun with my crypto money movers. I just feel in my spirit that Crypto Man has something special he wants to share. I feel it through the mask. I don't know what it was. It just stopped me. Maine, is there anything you want to just close us out with, brother?
Walk. Don't run into crypto.
Like that.
Boom.
Like that.
Boom.
Hey, Crypto BRS, can I give the opposite sentiment? Because while I know that we consistently say it's not financial advice, I'm not going to say that. Here's what I'm going to say. Crypto birth, and I'm getting after this check. So, as I said last week, man the fuck up. Let's get some money. Let's make some money. You see the charts. You see where it's going. Let's get after it, y'all. Fuck that. Money.
Hey,
That being said, we've tried this a couple of times, but I think the squad is back and we're in rare form tonight. When it comes to this crypto game, Greg, what are we not going to do? We aren't what?
We never get out, baby. Can't get it right.
We're doing our best, man. See y'all next week.